Face front, true believers. This is Modular Media's No Prize podcast. I am your host, Chris, a Boingo Writer Gaston, and with me, as always, in the bullpen. Hey, guess what? I'm a little under the weather. I have a computer bug. Yeah, no, but I have so the high energy. It's not going to be here. What? Oh, fucking hell. What the fuck?
Oh boy.
Hold on.
I'm holding. I'm on.
Can you say something?
I can say something.
There you go. Now I see your fucking bars.
Hey, I hear myself.
And reintroduce your fucking self.
Representing the competition without fear, the Vacuuminator is here. That's like the 10th time I've done that, counting all the other times we've tried to do this episode.
Alright. Hi.
Hi.
We tried to do this last week and things shit the bed.
Uh-huh. We've also tried to do this particular episode of Justice League a couple times before, but delays have gotten in the way.
Yeah.
So this is like the 8th time I've watched this episode this year.
Oh buddy. Oh buddios, oh pals, oh friendzos. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Like I said, I am sick and thus a little loopy.
Do you
But
think you can make it through 2 hours of this nonsense?
2 hours, yes. The 3 hours it's gonna take, who knows? But hey, we're talking about Justice League original season, not unlimited. Episodes 4 and 5. And
3 and 4.
No, 4 and 5.
Your title says 3 and 4.
It should have been 4 and 5.
Oh no. Did I fuck that up in the doc too? Let me check that.
Because the first episode was...
It was a 3-parter.
Yeah. 4 and 5. There we go.
But anyway, in Blackest Night, or The Trial of Jon Stewart, as it probably should be called, because this is literally just a big old character spotlight for Jon Stewart, everybody's favorite Green Lantern. Just kind of exploring who his character is by way of a big classically operatic space adventure where the superhero is dragged out into space because, oh no, they did a bad, and then we spend the episode figuring out that, oh no, they didn't do a bad, somebody tried to fuck him over.
Which is strange, because normally in these kind of stories, they did do a bad.
Yeah.
I mean, Jean Grey did kill an entire planet.
What's funny is this is like also aping off of a comic story where he did actually blow up a planet. It was by mistake and he got absolved of the crime, but that shit happened. Go read Cosmic Odyssey.
I mean, here's the thing: he still was still by mistake in this, and he still gets absolved by the crime. It's just there's a rat.
He didn't actually do it.
There's a rat fink.
There's a rat fucker is what there is.
Good episode. I remember when we were doing the podcast last time, because we deleted that version because everything got kablooied.
Yeah.
That I felt like this was too soon of a character development for John. I felt like we should have known who John was. We should have established him more, and then this would have been like an interesting twist on the character of like, oh, is John capable of doing something like this? And you're rethinking the character kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. See, I think it's just more interesting that like they go here first and you use that to establish who his character is and also establish his relationship with the League, where they are like instantly like, nah, our mans didn't fuck up. We're gonna figure this out. Like show that this is a good, strong friend group from Jump Street.
I think what would have helped is because like, yeah, no, that makes sense, but also like, why would they trust him that much implicitly, other than, oh yeah, superheroes are good guys?
Like, yeah, It also doesn't help that like this isn't the Green Lantern that was pre-established in this universe. I told you about that last time too, because Kyle Rayner is the Green Lantern they established in Superman the Animated Series, and he just never shows up in Justice League except for a couple background cameos.
Yeah. Who knew Jeff Johns wrote Justice League?
No, that would be if it was Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan would be like the main character of this show if Jeff Johns wrote it.
Yeah, but I was just more making a joke of how sidelined he made Kyle.
Yeah. No, Kyle's great. Fuck Hal. Hal sucks. I don't like Hal.
Hey, they're the Four Horsemen. Come on.
Yeah. No, they all have their strengths and their weaknesses. It just so happens that the two best ones are the ones that got highlighted in this universe and then rarely get highlighted in the comics.
But no, have you seen those panels? There's a Green Lantern comic where like they're on a mission, and then Guy Gardner goes like, "Oh, come on, we got to do this, even though it's a suicide mission. We're the Four Horsemen." What? There's four legs on it. He goes full Ric Flair.
Oh my
Four legs on the
gosh.
table. He holds up the four
I
fingers.
would do that.
And John just looks at him and goes, "Are you making a Ric Flair reference?
He actually says that.
Like, are you making a wrestling reference?" It doesn't matter. We work together. And then later on in the issue, John Stewart's like, "We're the Four Horsemen." And he holds up the four fingers, and it's like, ah, yeah, that's cute.
Hey, that's pretty good. I like that.
Um,
I also like the way this episode opens with John just freaking cosplaying
Luke Cage.
yeah, Luke Cage. I forgot his name for a second there. Uh it feels somehow very of its time, that whole sequence, yet very timeless. It has that unique Timverse quality of like this doesn't feel wholly accurate, but it's also charming in that.
It also just feels very much that post, because it, like, you can tell when the DCAU went from traditionally painted to digitally painted,
Mm-hmm.
which is right around Batman Beyond, because it was the Batman series and Superman series, Batman Beyond, Zeta Project,
And then this.
and Static at the same time.
Oh yeah, that's right. Static was happening at the same time as this. I always forget about Static. I need to give that more of its due.
You're talking about Static, and I brought up Zeta Project.
Well, everybody knows Zeta Project is shit.
Hey, come on, he's a cool robot.
He's a cool robot, and that's it.
You wouldn't want to see the Hulk, but he's actually Vision.
That does not interest me,
That
sir.
series is literally, what if the Vision was the Hulk?
And you've lost me.
I'm not wrong.
I know. I'm just saying that doesn't appeal to me.
Also, we need to mention the bad guys of this episode.
The fucking Manhunters, bro! And they're great.
They're big, they're chunky, they're Kirby-esque.
They fixed the stupid dome heads they have in the comics, made them look much more streamlined.
They have dome heads in the comics?
Yeah, they've got like full-on buckets.
Oh,
It's not great.
hold on, I'm looking them up.
Don't get me wrong, I like the Manhunters, but their comic designs are very of their time, very, very late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. It's the very just cylindrical head.
Mhm. Whereas here it's more of like a nubbin.
It's just your little bumps.
Mhm. And you can see like circuitry when they open their mouths. That's really cool.
Yeah. And it's also just like a very jilted lover. It's just like, the Guardians got rid of us. Fuck the Guardians.
Which is very much who they are in the comics. Like I think they're practically their own Lantern Corps at this point. They're just off in a corner, being like, fuck the Guardians. We're gonna fuck them over one day.
Yeah, the Guardians also showed up, but they're all dickheads. There was no, like, the one Guardian who's like, nah, I'm chill.
Yeah, there's like no Gambit equivalent in the Timverse, which is one thing I would kind of strike against its depiction of the Green Lanterns. The actual lanterns we saw, Kilowog and all them, they were great, but didn't care for the Guardians too much.
I also want remember my complaint of like Kilowog's legs being small. I like him better when he's like full hippo trunk man.
Yeah, yeah, I can kind of agree with that, but it's just kind of Timver's aesthetic, so my eyes tend to just go with it. But I love his voice. I didn't even notice because I'm so used to Kilowog just being voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson in all the modern stuff that like hearing his old DCAU voice again when I was actually paying attention to it this time, I was like, oh man, that's such an interesting, deep take. Mm.
Yeah. We also have the meatball looking motherfucker
Yeah, and frickin' Space Werewolf.
and squiggly arm man.
All the best ones, you
All,
know.
all this, all the typical aliens you would see in the background shot of a Green Lantern.
Yeah. Just no Stell, no Tomare, no Salak, but they're probably off on missions or whatever.
But like they always use the same characters. It's just like the same alien design. We never. Is there any books just featuring them? The weirdo
There have
fucking
been Green
aliens.
Lantern Corps books, like Tales of the Green Lantern Corps and whatnot, that'll give you like little one-shot stories with them. But like, there's never been a book dedicated to one of those people, like a whole fucking run.
You know something? I was on like a Wikipedia binge and just going through like old sci-fi of like weird alien species from old sci-fi novels. And apparently, in the Green Lanterns books, they will sneak them in every once in a while, like alien species DC doesn't own,
Oh
and just
yeah,
like
there's been a xenomorph and whatnot.
yeah, has there ever been a Cybertronian?
No, but there should be.
But like one of the species was I think it was called uh something puppeteer. They're from Ringworld.
Hmm.
They have like a weird body, 3 legs and 2 heads, but their heads look like hands with like eyes on top.
Wow.
And they manipulate their environment with their head hands. And that's why they're called puppeteers, because their heads look like fucking hands, like they're Muppets.
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
They're fucking weird
Yeah.
looking. But they showed up. They showed up in a Green Lantern cover once. That, of course,
Hmm.
it was written by the guy who created the alien species. So
Yeah.
he's like, I'm gonna put my dudes in here.
Yeah. I feel like that should definitely be a thing. We need to get some Power Rangers aliens in Green Lantern comics. Put an Aquitian in the background of a shot at some point. Do that.
Scaly blue dogs.
Yeah. Oh man.
Didn't you just get this one dude with like a weird diamond on his head, and his Green Lantern suit is like weirdly bug like.
Friggin' Prince Dex up in this bitch. Let's go.
Yeah, good
Oh,
episodes, good story.
yeah, I should mention it's just hard talking about this because we've already done it like twice before.
Yeah.
Um I do really love Flash in this episode. Like this is kind of where Flash becomes more of a character and gets some stuff to do. Even though it's John's episode, Wally gets a good bit to do here. Like his most famous line from the show is in this episode. Flash, take the controls, but does anybody ask if I know how? And also, I don't know if I talked about this last time, but I've discovered since we did the first episode of Justice League that this actually predates Smallville by a year. Michael Rosenbaum was the Flash before he was Lex Luthor, but because he got Lex Luthor, this is the only season where he was in the booth with everybody else. While Smallville was being made, he would have to like phone in his lines from Canada for the whole rest of the show.
Yeah. What was the other? Oh yeah, I made the joke last time that like the reason Batman's not here is because if he was, this episode would be done in 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, but I still love that bit at the beginning of like Wonder Woman's on a case, Superman's dealing with an earthquake, Batman just said he's busy. Like, that is such a classic Justice League thing. And then 5 minutes later, Superman shows up and he goes, "Oh, it was only a point four."
Yeah. And Superman solves the mystery
He gets to be a smarty pants for once. Good for him.
with Mr. Jones.
Mhm. Yeah, some good pathos for Mr. Jones in this too. They're not just leaving him by the wayside after the pilot. He gets that moment looking around at all the debris with Superman. He gets that little exchange with Flash at the beginning, and we also we establish a little more of Flash and Hawk Girl's relationship here, which is just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Do we have anything else we want to say about the episode?
No, it's a great episode. It's just there's not a lot of excitement or interest here for us now. Check it out if you haven't. Hopefully the next Justice League episode will be much more interesting for us to discuss.
And we don't have to do it 3 goddamn times.
Yeah. Uh,
All right, I'm opening up the news.
oh, the news. Hey, here's a bit of news. Black Adam fucking flopped, apparently.
Oh yeah.
It didn't make its budget back, and it's going to be on HBO Max early this Friday. And we're actually going to be taking 2 weeks off at the end of the year for both this and Components. So next week will be our last episode of the year. Do we want to do Black Adam, or do we want to just do another Justice League?
We can do Black Adam. I wouldn't see why not. Also, I'm seeing if you put the Patty Jenkins news.
It should be in there somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm interested in seeing Dwayne on my my computer screen. So I'll probably dig out my eye patch and go find that. I say dig out my eye patch. It's right there in the closet. I know right where it is.
Yeah. Especially in today's society, you don't need to hide the eye patch.
Yeah.
Huh, buddy.
Oh
All right.
boy.
Let's go through the depressing news that we had to go through once already, but I'm
All right. Depression.
What's cocking, nerds? I don't know. What's cocking, Buster?
What's cooking, Buster? Depression.
Also, illness. I'm sick.
Yeah. Boingo has a cough.
And a stuffy head, so that's why it's like double deep.
Mm.
Yep.
It do be that way sometimes, Buster. You got to deal.
Yep.
You got to deal, or you'll get no deal.
Deal or no deal. Give me what
my family used to be really into that show when it was new. I haven't thought about it in years, though.
It's just spectacle gambling.
Uh-huh.
I have the board game of it. I have like the suitcase with all the cards.
Oh yeah, no, is it the electronic one?
No, it's like actual genuine cards.
Okay, there was like an electronic one that I played at one point. Can't remember. But yeah, that was good.
We will talk about it later.
There's a new Hellboy game.
We won't talk about it later unless while
grab that article. I didn't
grab that.
know.
Grab it real quick.
Talk about the new Hellboy game now.
Okay, I'll pull up some images then real quick. It's a new Hellboy game. Very much. It's not. It's very much looks like Mike Mignola's artwork.
Oh, sick!
It looks gorgeous. Actually, hold on. Before we do that, let me do this. So
was this announced at the Game Awards?
It was.
Mm.
But it looks kind of like a character action game, kind of that kind of stuff.
Like a Jedi Fallen Order type.
I would say closer to say maybe Bayo Devil May Cry kind of stuff.
I can see it.
All right, cool. You'll see you'll see the video game in a moment.
Whoa!
Hold on.
Video games. Oh man, technology is amazing.
But from what I've seen, I'm a little disappointed in it, mainly because it is a roguelite, and I'm not the biggest fan of roguelites.
Yes, roguelikes. Don't
Um,
like those.
how to explain it to a fucker who doesn't play games? So instead of it being a just pre-built everything is designed to be what it is, you randomly generate levels and enemies to fight.
It's procedurally generated.
Yeah, it's procedurally generated, that kind of
Okay.
stuff. And I'm not the biggest fan of that because I like having a set world to explore. Um so yeah, no, here is the Hellboy game from IG. Here's some photos from IGN.
Whoa, that does just straight up look like Mike Mignola art. How is that a video game?
Shaders.
Hmm.
Like that straight up is just a panel from a book.
That, the only thing I can think of that looks remotely like that is like maybe The Wolf Among Us.
I would also say Transformers Devastation has a look similar, but it's not
Hmm.
as harsh.
Yeah.
But it looks action packed. The monster designs look great.
Oh, look at that Owl House looking scrimblow.
You know damn well if Hellboy showed up in Owl House, he would kill the house, right?
Yeah, Hellboy would fuck the entire Boiling Isles up.
He would just show up, look at all the twee shit, and just light his cigar. Oh, crap.
Yeah.
He'd start loading his Good Samaritan. Someone
The
will walk.
collector would be a stain on his boot by 5 minutes in.
Is that like the big bad?
At the moment it seems like it, the collector is like, imagine Billy Cipher but less obviously evil. Like the collector's more playful, so we don't really know if they're a baddie yet because immediately after they debuted, all the main characters got kicked back into the human realm and they haven't gotten back to the demon realm where the collector is wreaking havoc yet.
Mm. But here's the thing: Hellboy could show up in a lot of different universes and immediately just destroy everyone.
Hmm.
Just because he would. Just because he's like, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, early Hellboy. Late Hellboy has grown in empathy and his understanding, and that's his character arc and everything.
By the way, let me know when you're opening up the toy news, because I feel like there's a certain thing I could do to vamp for that.
Okay, but hey, first things first. Peter David has a GoFundMe because he has some health issues.
Yeah, he's having heart problems, I hear.
Yep. Sad that he has to do this, but go support Peter David. He wrote some
It has met its goal and then some now,
but he
so that's
wrote
good.
big runs on Incredible Hulk, Young Justice, did Spider-Man. Did Vac also get the
He
Suicide Squad game article? I don't think so.
he wrote a terrible Supergirl run that people like for some reason.
Here's the thing: would you like it more if it wasn't called Supergirl and it was just a new character?
No, because it delves into like a lot of religious politics stuff that's very dated.
A lot of books that do that are dated. They're still good, like God Loves, Man Kills.
I haven't read God Loves Man Kills. I need to do that.
It was heavily predicated on like televangelism.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Anyways,
they showed the Suicide Squad game some more. It's the Suicide Squad game.
mm, all I know is there's a new Transformers game and Buster thinks it looks like shit. That's all I knew about the Game Awards. That and stuffing about the Clinton administration.
Yeah, whatever. George Perez iconic Hawaiian shirt goes up for auction to benefit family. Shame that they have to do this.
Yeah, this actually legitimately made me mad for a little bit when I saw it because for those of you who don't know, George Perez used to wear Hawaiian shirts to conventions and stuff, and it was kind of his trademark. And they were all handmade by his wife, who was a very lovely woman and would go to most conventions with him. And now that he's dead and he couldn't really leap her with anything because he's a comic creator and we don't pay comic creators properly, and he was literally doing conventions to make the ends meet, she's auctioning off his fucking worn shirts that he wore to conventions. And it's scuzzy that she has to do that. It really, really sucks to see. I hope she gets a good chunk of change for him, though. Everybody help her out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, apparently it's Kevin Conroy's last role was Batman.
Oh, the Suicide Squad game?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's right. I did see that. Please don't be shit.
He's not gonna be shit. I just the game
I
itself.
don't think he's gonna be shit. I'm saying game. Please don't be shit.
Continuing on the shit. Spider-Man co-creator Steve Ditko's private comic book collection heads to auction because of his shithead's brother.
Yeah. What's his fucking name? It's in here. Patrick Ditko. Fuck Patrick Ditko. All my homies hate Patrick Ditko. This man fucking sued Marvel to try and get post-mortem rights and money, and now he's just selling his brother's comics with a big fucking banner that says, creator of Spider-Man's private Spider-Man collection. And it's like maybe 2 Spider-Man comics.
Yeah. Ditko always read to me as the guy who just read a bunch of comics that ever he wanted
Mm-hmm.
and didn't give a shit. He did not care for Spider-Man at the end of his life.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
It was just a thing he did.
yeah. That's also why him suing for rights is also scummy, because Steve Ditko's like, fuck it. He just wanted credit. John Malkovich Vultures and Scrap sequel reveal, Spider-Man 4.
Yeah, there was supposed to be a whole thing in Spider-Man 4 with a bunch of villains at the start, and the main villain was going to turn out to be Vulture, and I think Black Cat was supposed to be in that movie too. And now somebody who worked on pre-production for the movie, because remember, that movie was actually going to happen at one point, and pre-production for those took a long-ass time. Like, they started designing Doc Ock the day Spider-Man 1 came out. They've been sharing pictures of like, hey, this movie's never going to happen now, so here's what Vulture would have looked like, and it's surprising how close it is to what we actually ended up getting for Vulture, but also kind of reminds me a lot more of Falcon.
You know what? I love the look of those wings for like an archangel.
Yeah, that could be good. I forget what Archangel looked like because he was in that Apocalypse movie, but I don't remember anything about that Apocalypse movie.
He should look blue.
Mm.
The next bits of news that we had gotten to last time, but we deleted the episode because it turned into shit.
Okay.
Becky Lynch cut Marvel role. Becky Lynch is possibly in the Marvel movie.
Yeah, she was supposed to be in Eternals, apparently. She was going to be in an end credit scene, but they ended up cutting it. But they still want to get her in somewhere because they like the portrayal she did for the character that she played. And they're not saying what character she played, but apparently this is just info that Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful dug up, which is just fun for me to say because I'm so used to hearing his name said during wrestling YouTuber videos because that man's like a huge wrestling news man. And here he is getting us some Marvel news. Boingo, do you want to re-explain the character you think Becky is going to be playing?
I'm trying to remember what she is.
It's like a big space lady with like red hair and armor.
Yeah, Lady Hellbender. Basically, it's like imagine Becky Lynch in her steampunk phase.
All right.
In the sentence, end of sentence.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me. You can see my screen, so I can just show you.
Yeah, the last kicker. Let's go. She was in the Guardians game, Buster.
Yep, she was. And let take me to the thing I want. No, but kind of. There it is.
Yeah, I've seen that cover before.
Yeah, her. Becky
Look at
Lynch
that
as
lady.
her. I mean, she even has the goggles.
I think I've seen that character cosplayed a few times before.
Yeah, she's a newer character, but I can totally see Becky Lynch doing this.
Interesting. I could see her popping up in Guardians 3 somewhere.
Yep. Hey, guess what?
What?
I think we're starting to get to stuff we hadn't talked about yet.
Hey, let's do it. The real podcast begins now, broskies.
We were just doing a recap episode
Yeah.
last time on No
That was
Prize
the No
Podcast.
Prize Clip Show. I hope you enjoyed.
Okay, real quick. Have you ever seen the Clerks animated series?
No, but Jacob has told me the thing you're about to tell me.
They did one episode, and then the second episode they did was a clip show of the first episode.
Mhm.
That's such a great idea. I love it. Hey, guess what?
What's up?
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, special look at Brazilian Comic-Con.
Yeah, we talked about this on Components a little this week. It's essentially a sizzle reel of the first two movies, plus some Infinity War and Endgame, and then you get a couple new shots from Quantumania at the end, and like Kang says a thing.
Hey, Kang says a lot of things. CCXP sounds illegal.
It does a little bit. It sounds like it's either a drug or like an experimental video card.
Here's the thing. Knowing Brazil's relationship to piracy in video games, there probably was some illegal shit there.
Oh.
No, if you look up I've watched a good number of videos about Brazil and gaming. It's not a scumbag. It's just because it costs so much to import shit.
Yeah,
that
a lot of countries are that way, I've heard, actually.
Like a PlayStation 3 was like $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
An Xbox 360 was like $1,000, and the games are like over 100. So even if you have a console, you pirated your games because it was more cost efficient.
Yeah, that's like why would you ever?
Yeah, no, like legitimately, it was so bad that basically a company licensed out Sega consoles back when they were making consoles, and they kept using the Master System till the early 2000s. They still technically use it.
That's nuts.
And they also tried to make their own video game console. It failed horribly.
Womp, womp, womp.
Well, it's just because they don't have the infrastructure for it, and they didn't have the time and resources to develop it, because they were already running on fumes. Just a lot of bad things. Though there's a lot of game studios from Brazil. There's some people doing cool things in Brazil making games. Like, remember when I played that dodgeball game on stream?
Vaguely?
You don't need to remember a ton about it, but it was made in Brazil.
Alright.
It's Brazilian. Hey, guess what?
Sadness.
Guardians of the Galaxy is gonna make us sad.
Yeah, it's oh boy. This trailer, man.
This. Hold on, I got ice in my mouth.
This trailer made everybody but Jim Starlin sad, is the interesting thing, because you get one shot of Adam Warlock in this.
Oh,
so
yeah.
They didn't forget him.
Adam Warlock's in it, but basically, we're dealing with the High Evolutionary. We're dealing with Rocket's backstory. We're dealing with all that stuff. We're dealing with the new Newmans.
Yeah.
We see his
Drax
honor
is Drax is definitely autistic.
Oh yeah. It's Rocket's. No, I genuinely believe Rocket is not the one who's gonna die. Because one, he finally has his family. He's finally gotten to all the stuff that he wanted, and for him to die is too tragic.
No, they foreshadow Drax dying at the end of this trailer, though.
Oh yeah, because I pointed it out at the end of the trailer. Drax says, "Let's kill everyone." No, let's kill some of them. Absolutely not. We will kill one person. One stupid person that no one cares about.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
That's a
not
big
saying
move.
that's everybody's feelings about Drax. If you listen to it as like it's kind of referential to Drax
Mm-hmm.
and how he may view himself. One stupid person no one cares about. What does it mean if I die? Rocket gets to be happy. Peter gets to go on. All this kind of stuff. I'm just one stupid person that no one cares about.
I mean, I'm still upset my man never got a moment to try and kill Thanos in Infinity War or Endgame.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I feel because there's also here's the other thing. We have heard a ton about Batista wanting to leave the MCU because he's just like, I want to do more things and all that kind of stuff. We have
He's gonna
never,
go to DC and he's gonna play Lobo.
I have never heard a single utterance from Bradley Cooper that he doesn't want to play Rocket anymore.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, have you heard the casting rumors for who his otter girlfriend is gonna be played by?
No.
People are saying it's Lady Gaga.
Sure?
There's been no confirmation, but that's just the word on the street.
Was Justin Glass Onion as right wing? I almost read that as white bro. It's YouTube bro. I need to watch.
That sounds amazing. I have no idea what that would actually look like, but I want to see that.
I need to watch the Knives Out movies. They seem really good. I just haven't done it yet. The Guardians looks like it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. And we'll cry.
Yeah. We also got the first poster. Boy, it looks. If I show it,
Looks
it
pretty
looks
good.
great. Marvel has been doing much better posters lately.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel has been doing some top-notch posters between.
It's almost like if the internet yells at someone enough, they'll fix the problem.
Because the Black Panther posters were pretty good. The Ant-Man Quantumania poster is really good. This poster is really good. I could have swore the Eternals poster was good.
I don't remember the Eternals poster. Let me.
It may not have been.
Oh no, the Eternals poster looks epic.
Oh, okay.
It looks like a classic film poster.
It's not like a bunch of heads, right?
No, it's all their silhouettes walking towards the sun with the big spaceship in the distance.
That's okay, cool. That's what I was thinking. I was about to look it up.
Yeah, that's a great poster. I like that.
Marvel's gotten better at posters.
Mm-hmm. And let's not forget that one No Way Home poster.
Yeah. We got some villains for Loki. We got Kate Dickie.
I know this woman from nothing.
She looks like a good she looks like a fun character.
Mm. Who do we think she's playing?
No idea.
Who does she look like?
I don't know. I don't know who she could be. I have no thoughts.
Yeah.
Michael Gandolfini has been cast in Daredevil Born Again. Oh, I know who he's playing. I know who he's playing.
Who?
He's playing the Rose.
Oh, yes. Yes, let's go.
He's playing the Rose. Because look at that face. Look at that face and tell me that doesn't look like a young Kingpin. Like a young son of the Kingpin.
Oh, and enough time has passed, too. I could buy it.
Motherfucker looks like a Rose.
And they're doing Comic Rose and Marvel Legends. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, no, the Rose is the son of Kingpin. Also, has one of the dumbest costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so get this. He wears a normal suit. And he wears a mask because he doesn't want anybody to know he's the son of the Kingpin. He wants to hide his identity. And then
Baron Zemo's fucking mask is what he wears.
And then he wears glasses on top of that.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. Rose is a cool character. Bad design.
Mhm. Never change it.
Never change it. Hey, guess what? We
I'm.
have a director for the new Spider-Man movie.
Oh my god, it's a man I don't know, but looks like a director. That man looks a lot like a director.
I recognize his name, but I don't recognize what he's done.
What's his name?
I'm googling.
Okay, Google. Yes, you Google. You do the
Oh,
research.
Gravity. Oh, he did Children of Fucking Men. He did the best Harry Potter movie. He did Prisoner of Azkaban.
Okay.
Uh, so yeah, no, they are doing what they do, which is get a guy who does are like cool, interesting art projects and go like, hey, this isn't going to be as cool as interesting, but
Make us a product.
we like your tone. Are you okay with working in the machine?
We need to sell this.
Because he has a couple Spanish language films, Great Expectations, Children of
Can
Men.
you get 5 new costumes in this movie for us to make action figures of?
Can you tell a good story with this character while we do the rest of the stuff? Yeah. Cool. Would you like to? Sure.
Okay.
I mean, hey, is it a big paycheck to fund my next project? To shake their fist at every.
Yep,
Goddamn.
that's what this man's gonna be. R.I.P.
Hey, thankfully it doesn't look like English is his first language, so he won't have to care about half of it.
He just starts replying in Spanish.
No habla inglés.
How
No habla
are you
inglés.
making the movie? Tom Holland has a translator.
That's what every director of a contentious film project needs to do. It's just like I don't understand what you're saying. I'm sorry, what? I'm opening up the next set of news, but in the meantime, I actually have a thing I want to say
Okay.
because a lot of people because we I don't think we've mentioned it here, but the Quentin Tarantino Martin Scorsese Marvel thing has been rearing its head again.
That's fucking stupid goss. I barely pay attention to that stuff.
No, here's the thing. I agree because
Oh.
all right, it says it's back up. It did the thing. Let me check if we're still live on YouTube. Oh, we're still live on YouTube.
My God! He worked! We're alive!
It did it. Yeah, it was weird. We had a hiccup.
Show didn't get fucked!
So no, here's the thing: the greater problem of movies. How much does it cost to go to the movie?
$15, I think, was how much we paid for Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, so if you're a family or like a couple going to a movie, that's like $30, not including snacks or anything else, not including the
Yeah.
gas to drive. Going to the movies is now an event. It's not just
Shit
something.
is just too expensive these days.
But that's why when people go to the movies, they want a guaranteed, surefire, I will be entertained, and they're not going to take a risk on a project they have no understanding of.
People, like, here's the thing, cinephiles, I love you. I respect you. It's cool that you go to the movie theater every week and see something new. But you're fucking weirdos. You are not a normal person. Not everybody can afford to do that.
But Quentin Tarantino also brought up the fact of like, oh, Marvel movies don't make stars. We don't have movie stars anymore. It used to be Tom Cruise. You put on a movie and he'd sell the movie, right? And I'm
Mhm.
just thinking here is like, no, you have movie stars. They're just not in front of the camera anymore. Because how many people knew nothing about Nope and went and saw it just because Jordan Peele directed and wrote it?
There you go.
How many people went to see the last Quentin Tarantino movie because it's a Quentin Tarantino movie?
Yeah. I don't know. I've just never valued actors as much as I do actual creators.
But it's just
And
people saying
old
like,
man
oh,
yelling at changing times. Yeah, that's Quentin Tarantino to a T, though. He has been a Hollywood grandpa for a long time. Man still shoots with film.
and here's the thing. I do agree that Marvel shouldn't be the most predominant film things that's on everybody's mind. It should not be the biggest dominating factor in pop culture. I like it being a big thing in pop culture. I like seeing the movies and I like watching them and I like how they're made and I like the content. But like other movies exist and they should be recognized and watched and loved. But like acting as if the fact that the only ones people are going to the theaters and seeing are the Avengers and the Marvel movies is the problem. It's not. People want to watch these fun, interesting movies. They just want to watch them on their couch.
Also, like, mate, do you know how much of a bother it is to watch a movie sometimes now? Like, you gotta set aside your evening. You gotta pick out the movie you want. You gotta get your snacks. You gotta get all comfortable. Like, watching movies is an ordeal for me, and that's why I mostly only watch new franchise shit anymore.